To our last story. Now, like the Sword of Damocles, the extremely distressing order from the proscribed Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, has dangled over Nigeria's southeast state region, I should say, since the 9th of August 2021. Every attempt to stem the tide has failed. Again, incarcerated IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu has restated that there should be no sit-at-home in the southeast. Enforcers of the protracted sit-at-home claimed they were doing it to push for Kanu's release. Is it Uhuru?
I think,
at last,
I think the guys, they're pushing this thing. I think they're taking themselves too seriously. They're taking themselves too seriously. I see Simon Ekpa on Facebook coming to say, oh, we've gone through sit-at-home a number of times, and we've not died. Let's suffer more. And I say, who are those you say? I mean, when last, I don't know when last Simon Ekpa was in Nigeria. When last he was in the southeast. Who are the people you were saying should suffer more? He said, after all, okay, what have you really gained from previous Mondays when there was no sit-at-home? Look, the quality of life of the average Nigerian has really gone down. And so, whether you like it or not, preventing people from doing their business and killing over 250 people in the enforcement of sit-at-home will not take us in the southeast to anywhere. I'm saying it clearly. Will not take us to anywhere.
Not even to dreamland.
Nnamdi Kanu has come out to say, stop the sit-at-home. Simon Ekpa says, Nnamdi Kanu should come and see him in Finland. What is going on? The people are suffering.
Who's saying what?
You now say, okay, you have been able to develop Obunigwe, the mass killer that was used in the Civil War. Who will Obunigwe eat? If it takes off, maybe hit some soldiers, hit some policemen. But the majority of the victims will be Igbos. So what exactly are these boys looking for? We've appealed to them. The leaders have appealed to them. That, okay, let there be dialogue between you and government. Nnamdi Kanu has already said, okay, let there not be sit-at-home. You have people like Hope Uzodinma, Ifeanyi Ubah, and the rest of them. Even the late former minister, Bazulika Amechi. There has been continuous dialogue. So they have said, okay, give us time. Even Chief Emmanuel Wanyam, who is the current president of Ohanese, has come in. But you see these boys, especially these guys in the diaspora, insulting him. And I ask, this man is old enough to be your grandfather. Is it you want just to burn down the whole of Southeast? You sit abroad. You are abroad, causing mayhem in the Southeast. And you are saying it's for Nnamdi Kanu's reason. And Nnamdi Kanu has told you, stop it. That no problem. He's relaxed. He's calm. If you don't respect your leader, then what are you doing?
Gide, there's this talk about the Nigerian government intervening to the extent of talking to the Finnish government about Samuel Ekpa's war cries.
You know, before now, we suggested on this program that the next Minister of Foreign Affairs should make that his project. They don't have to put him on trial here. Over there, let them just put him in the slammer. Because what this guy is doing makes no sense. You are saying, oh, and he does not believe in one day sit at home. Simon Ekpa would want the people to sit at home for 2 straight weeks. How else do you describe that?
And he goes to work on Mondays in Finland.
You said 2 weeks? There are days that you will say, okay, today it is curfew. I want curfew today.
As who?
As Simon Ekpa. Now he's saying that he said the letter that Ejimako brought from Kanu is fake, and that it was written by the DSS themselves and Nigerian authorities. If you look at what the people have gone through since July 31, since August 9, 2021.
Yeah.
Between August 9, 2021 to December 19, 2022, the Southeast has lost $5.375 trillion or $12 billion, $12.215 to this sit at home. And the data was collated using the National Bureau of Statistics, you know. So in the state, and it is the small and medium-scale businesses that are suffering the most. According to Smedan and the NBA, Anambra has 1.297 million micro and nano businesses. Abia has 764,844. Enugu has 1.154. Ebonyi has 561,287. Imo has 1.231 million. So it's actually a number that is the heartbeat of business in the Southeast that is suffering this thing the most, given the number of micro and nano businesses that they have. And revenue and productivity have been grossly, terribly affected. The Igbo man likes to open his container on a Monday morning. What we now see is people diverting their containers to Akwa Ibom State.
To Asaba.
You know? Asaba, just a spitting distance from Onitsha. They don't enforce it there. So you see Asaba as a town is growing.
Growing big.
You go to Asaba, you'll be proud of the development that has taken place. Many people are relocating their children from Anambra State to go to school in Asaba. I was there. When I went to do the story of the second Niger Bridge, I stayed in both communities. I went to Onitsha. I stayed there. In fact, I even snapped a picture where we had lunch. And people say, oh, you are in Onitsha, you know? So people find it difficult to do business in those places. And that's why Soludo is struggling to even make money by way of, what's it called? Internally generated revenue. The other day when he was talking about what comes every month to the coffers, I just shook my head. Because the state has the potential to make a lot more money than Soludo is making from IGR. But how would they make money when businesses are crumbling?
At this rate. Emeka, how do you rationalize a situation whereby Nnamdi Kanu is Abia? Well, Abia is not in the thick of things. Simon Ekpa, I hear, is from Ebonyi State. So, but these two states are not there.
They are there.
They are also affected.
But the last killings was in Ebonyi now. Remember, where they were shooting people. That last one, that video that went viral, it was in Ebonyi. It was in Ebonyi. Then Abia is the heartbeat of the agitation for IPOB, for Biafra State. Abia is the heartbeat. We cannot say that Abia is not. Ebonyi, for a long time, they were not observing sit at home. That's true. But the last attack on a Monday morning was in Ebonyi. And they shot people. Vendors, people who were on the street, they opened fire on them. The video went viral. So there is no state in the Southeast that is insulated, though. What we know is that, okay, Imo and Anambra, they are going through a lot. Yes, because they are neighbors, neighbors and all that. So, but there is no state in the Southeast that is insulated.
But consider this. Nnamdi Kanu is supposed to be IPOB leader. He has said he is
undisputed.
So he says no more sit at home.
Yes.
So he does not command respect. Is that
no? Nnamdi Kanu is still highly respected. You know, on the one hand, people
but
are saying,
you understand my,
I get
my
you.
logic.
Yes. People that is what
is as if formed.
No, he said he formed autopilots. He said he formed autopilots.
A government
different from
government in exile.
A government in exile. There is a prime minister.
Can we say IPOB now has factions?
Nnamdi Kanu remains. These guys are just playing on the. That's why there's this appeal that government should release Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally, so as to nip all this opportunism.
But naturally, if the man whose group instituted sit at home in the first place says, okay, no more.
No more.
There should be no reason for anybody to
Yeah,
go
but you know,
around.
opportunists, that's the problem. Opportunism.
Cultists.
Opportunists are just all kinds of people.
There is no element of respect for the man.
It's so unfortunate. You know,
at least by these boys who are not taking his instructions.
Yes.
You know, it always, because even when he said sit at home should only be on days when they are bringing him to court.
That's it.
These boys continue to enforce sit at home on Mondays.
They are not helping anybody. The question we ask them is that how many of them have shops? Let's say in Onitsha, main market.
Those boys are cultists now.
How many of them have shops in area that will close down their shops for 2 weeks? You are paying rent on those, and those shops don't come cheap. If you shut down a shop in Onitsha main market for 2 weeks, you will know what has hit you. It's not easy because you're going to pay rent at the end of the year.
Yeah.
You have Umu boy, you have your apprentices whom you are training, and they're expecting that you will settle them after a certain period. Then you have family members, you have other things. You have bills to pay, obligations and all of that.
In a difficult Nigeria.
And then you now shut down business for 2, not that you are ill. Even if you are ill, your wife is either running it or somebody is running it.
Is it safe to say, therefore, that the sit-at-home thing has become a franchise?
It's
No,
unfortunate.
it's been hijacked. It's been hijacked by cultists, brigands, never-do-wells, and all kinds of people.
Yes.
There is no doubt we can't argue anymore that this thing has been hijacked. It's been hijacked, and it shows. Because the more powerful, the spokesperson of IPOB, who used to relate with Nnamdi Kanu and get the message across to the people, we said, come on, this thing we are not interested anymore, except on days when they bring this man to court.
Yeah.
But they won't listen. During the election, when we were going to have the Anambra election, everybody was fretting that, this guy said there won't be election until there is referendum. But in the end, the people who have, because there are still people in the East that IPOB members respect, people like Baba Izife, people like the late Mbazuleke Amechi, you know, they reached out to these IPOB guys and they said, no, okay, go and do your election. And we had elections. Before then, what we were hearing was that nobody should come out for election until they've had referendum. But we had election. But after that, we've seen these cultists and other criminals just taking over. It's like, you know, when you, somebody said you can actually dig a well, but you can't guarantee that you are the only one who will drink water from it. IPOB instituted this brand of civil defense, civil disobedience.
Yeah.
But what we see now is that it has been hijacked. And there is no greater evidence of the hijack than the fact that someone like Nnamdi Kanu would write a letter in his own hand, and somebody will sit in Finland and be saying, no, that the letter is fake. So we have to commend those who made themselves available to even go and visit Kanu. Let me just round it up.
Government should release it.
Gentlemen,
People like the traditional ruler, Chukwuemeka Eri of Eri Kingdom, he was among those who went to see Nnamdi Kanu and brought back this message.
okay, now we must go. We must go.